Is this thing on? Okay. Good afternoon, my little pony fans. My name is Charlie C. McAvoy. C stands for Carvette. I hope you like my first part of the story, My Little Pony Legend of the Humacorn Volume 1, Part 1. I forgot to write that in the last one, but I thought you know what I mean. Now I'm going to read to you Part 2 of Legend of the Humacorn Volume 1. Chapters through 5 to 8. And here we go. Chapter 5. The Storm Queen / Escape. Charlie said, "Where's your husband?" The Storm Queen looked confused and said, "My husband?" Charlie said, "Yeah, the Storm King." The Storm Queen realized what Charlie was saying and laughed out loud. "You mean you don't know?" Charlie said, "No what?" The Storm Queen stopped laughing and said, "Oh, I've been telling this story to everyone, but not to a human. Oh, I'll tell you. It was 990 years ago, after Tempest Shower turned me into stone, and smashed me into pieces." Flashback sequence. Storm Queen said, "My spirit went back to my realm, and I unleashed the storm of darkness from another dimension, not yours. It took 10 years for it to give me a new body, but to me, it took 10 minutes." Present day sequence. Charlie and his dad looked surprised. Malcolm says, "No, that flashback looks real." Charlie said, "Wait, are you telling us that you are the Storm King?" The Storm King said, "Yes. My spirit remains the same, but my appearance and my voice are different. And now I'm a woman, I can do whatever I want." Malcolm said, "It's true, they do." Charlie said, "Only the bad ones, Dad. Your Majesty, what about Equestria?" The Storm Queen said, "Oh, I took it and ruled it for 1,000 years now, and I've turned everyone into stone, including the Guardians of Harmony. Then I replaced some of the creature spirits, including ponies, with storm spirits, just like what I did to Starlight Glimmer. And I released 3 of my frenemies who tried to take over Equestria a few times. But thanks to my help, Cozy Glow took over Ponyville, Lord Tyrant took over Manhattan, and Queen Chrysalis took over the Crystal Empire." Charlie said, What about King Zombra?" The Storm Queen said, "His spirit is hard to find, and I took over Canterlot. Think of it as my summer home with lightning and storm clouds." The Storm Queen laughed evilly while the lightning burst from the storm clouds. Malcolm said, "But what about other ponies in places like Maritime Bay?" Charlie looked angry at his dad. "Dad!" Charlie said, "Dad!" The Storm Queen said, I'm glad you brought that. Oh, I'm glad you brought it up, Malcolm. I used my powers to remove all magic from Pegasi and unicorns, so they won't fly and levitate things. Then I forced 3 pony kinds to live in separate places. Maritime Bay for Earth ponies, Separate Heights for Pegasi, and Bridlewood for the unicorns. Thanks to my assistants, the Cloverleaf family, they made the law to keep them separate." Charlie said, "Cloverleaf?" Skystar said, "What kind of law?" Storm Queen said, "If all pony kinds unite together and bring back the magic of friendship, the penalty is death." Princess Skystar looked scared and stood behind Charlie. She said, "That sounds really scary." The Storm Queen said, "It's supposed to be scary. Get used to it." But when all these years passed, Earth ponies believed that Pegasi unicorns eat them and shoot lasers at them. Then the Pegasi use a bow to shield the unicorn's magic. And as for the unicorns, when someone says magic or mayonnaise, they do silly movements and said bing bong, bing bong. The Storm Queen laughed. "I laughed every time they did that." Charlie said, "Are you sure they are still following your law?" The Storm Queen didn't look happy and said, Oh, you're a strange human, aren't you? Let me show you. Sorry, you're quite a strange human, aren't you? Let me show you. The Storm Queen picked up her new staff of Scanis and used it to make a magic screen appeared in front of Charlie, Malcolm, and Princess Skystar. In the magic screen shows all the ponies in Maritime Bay. The Storm Queen said, "What you see in this magic screen is what's happening in Maritime Bay today. I mean, I hate friendship, but as long as an Earth pony makes friends with another Earth pony, I won't mind. Look at this. Earth ponies eating ice cream, Earth ponies playing with kites, a unicorn levitating a box and giving it to a flying Pegasus." The Storm Queen looked shocked and angry when she saw a unicorn and a Pegasus on the magic screen. The Storm Queen shouted, "What? Unicorns? Pegasus? Why are they using magic? Why are they flying? And why are they with the Earth ponies?" The Dark Light Storm spotted Sunny Starscout, who was now an alicorn on the magic screen. She said, "I think I know why, Your Majesty. Look!" The Storm Queen saw what Dark Light Storm was pointing at the magic screen. She said, "An alicorn?" Storm Queen said, "An alicorn?" Charlie looked happy when he saw Sunny Starscout on the magic screen. Charlie said, "Sunny!" Storm Queen said, "Sunny?" The Storm Queen looked surprised after he recognized Sunny Starscout. She said, "Wait, I know her. She used to be an Earth pony. But if she's down an alicorn, that means she united every pony and brought the magic of friendship back. Well, I'll make sure she'll face my wrath. Darklight, assemble the storm creatures to the airship and set course to Maritime Bay." Darklight Storm kneeled before the Storm Queen and said, "With pleasure, Your Majesty." Darklight Storm trotted and left the throne room. Charlie looked at the Storm Queen and said, "What are you going to do?" The Storm Queen said, "This alicorn violated my law, and now I have no choice but to destroy her and every pony in Maritime Bay." I'm sorry. "This alicorn violated my law, and now I have no choice but to destroy her and every pony in Maritime Bay, Bridlewood, and Zephyr Heights." Charlie looked angry and said, "Storm Queen, I won't let you do this!" Charlie was charging at the Storm Queen until she shoots blue lightning at Charlie with a staff that pinned him onto the wall. Princess Skystar looked frightened and said, "Charlie!" Charlie tried to struggle, but the magic from the Storm Queen's staff was too powerful to break free. The Storm Queen said, "I know why and your Superman came to Equestria. You wanted to warn that alicorn about my plan to destroy her, and I know what the C stands for. Carvette. He was the one who ruined my plans of taking over Equestria before the Guardians of Harmony. I assume he's your uncle?" Charlie said, "He's my grandfather!" Stormfree said, "Grandfather? Oh, that's rich. I haven't seen him for a very long time, and I believe he's gone forever. So I'll make sure that you join him." Princess Celestia and Princess Luna magically appeared in front of Charlie, destroyed the storm creatures, and pushed the Storm Queen back with their magic beams. Charlie was freed from the Storm Queen's magic and fell down to the floor. Malcolm and Princess Skystar went up to Charlie and lifted him up. Malcolm said, "Are you alright, Charlie boy?" Charlie said, "I would if you stopped calling me that." Malcolm smiled and said, "I'll take that as a yes." The Storm Queen got up from the floor and looked surprised when she saw Princess Celestia and Princess Luna and said, "You! What are you two doing here?" Luna said, "Making sure you fail again, Storm Queen. Do not touch the Humacorn." The Storm Queen said, "So it was you who brought him here? Sorry about Twilight. She looks much better now as a statue." Princess Celestia looked angry. Princess Celestia looked angry and said, "Don't you talk about my faithful student!" Princess Celestia and Princess Luna shoot magic beams from their horns, and the Storm Queen shot a blue lightning from a staff that pushed the magic beam slowly towards them. Celestia said to Charlie, "Charlie, you need to get out of here." Charlie said, "No, I'm not leaving without you." Luna said, "You don't have to worry. Just remember what Celestia said to you. We only free Tempest and the others. They are waiting for you near the Sky Harbor, which is at the top of the castle. Charlie said, wait, what do you mean by the others? Celestia said, you know when you see him, Charlie. Once you're in the airship, you must head to Maritime Bay, find Sunny Star Scout, and find an Earth pony named Phyllis. Charlie said, Phyllis? Celestia said, yes, Phyllis! You must go! Now! The blue lightning from the Storm Queen star went very close to Princess Celestia and Princess Luna and disintegrated them. Charlie and his dad and Princess Skystar looked shocked, while the Storm Queen looked surprised. She said, well, that was easy. The Storm Queen looked at Charlie, Malcolm, Princess Skystar angrily. Skystar said, uh-oh. The Skystar said, uh-oh, she's getting that anger look. Malcolm grabbed Charlie and said, come on, son, we have to go. Charlie said, she just destroyed him, Dad. And Malcolm said, son, we have to go. Malcolm pulled Charlie away, and they and Princess Skystar ran and left the throne room. The Storm Queen called out the storm creatures. She said, storm creatures, destroy them! The storm creatures went after Charlie, Malcolm, Skystar, and in the hall, Charlie, his dad, and Princess Skystar were running. Charlie said, Skystar, do you know the way to the Sky Harbor? Skystar said, yes, follow me. Charlie and his dad followed Princess Skystar until they stopped and saw some stairs. Skystar said, look at these stairs. So, no. Look, these stairs will take us to the harbor. Let's go. While Charlie, his dad, and Princess Skystar ran to the stairs, they were stopped by two storm creatures. But when they were about to attack Charlie, Malcolm, and Princess Skystar, a strange magic hit the storm creatures and disintegrated them. Charlie, his dad, and Princess Skystar looked surprised when they saw Tempest's shadow in front of them. She said, no storm creature messes with me. Princess Skystar looked happy and said, Tempest, you okay? Tempest said, Princess Skystar, it's good to see you safe. Tempest looked at Malcolm and said, and you must be Charlie. Malcolm said, actually, I'm his dad, Malcolm. Charlie said, I'm Charlie. Tempest rolled her eyes and said, well, of course you are. Celestia and Luna told me about... Well, of course you are. Celestia and Luna told me about you, and after they freed me... Sorry. No, let me start again. Tempest said, well, of course you are. Celestia and Luna told me about you after they freed me. Anyway, where are they? Charlie, Malcolm, Princess Skystar looked worried. Charlie said, the Storm Queen, she, Tempest looked a little sad when she realized why Charlie, Malcolm, Princess Skystar looked worried. Tempest said, I see. They did what was necessary, didn't they? Charlie said, yes. Tempest looked serious and said, well, come on. Captain Solano and the others are waiting for us at the harbor. Charlie said, Solano? Charlie, Malcolm, Princess Skystar, and Tempest went upstairs. Full stop. They opened the door and went outside. At the Sky Harbor, Charlie saw lots of airships. Charlie said, which one's her ship? Tempest said, I don't know. It was easy to find when we came back. Grubber ran to Tempest and he stopped as he was out of breath. Grubber said, Tempest, I found our ship, but there's something wrong with it. Tempest said, what happened, Grubber? Grubber said, it turned to stone. Charlie looked surprised. Charlie said, Grubber? Grubber saw Charlie, Malcolm, Princess Skystar. He said, thank goodness the princess is okay. But who are those two? Tempest said, I'll explain later. Take us to the ship. Grubber said, wait, follow me. Charlie, Malcolm, Princess Skystar, and Tempest followed Grubber. As they made to the statue airship, Kappa, Captain Solana, and her private crew, First Mate Mullard, Boyle, Link Spittle, and Scrabble saw them. Captain Solana said, Tempest, you made it, and you found the princess. Tempest said, actually, they found her. Captain Solano and Kappa looked at Charlie and Malcolm. He said, who are they? Tempest said, they're humans. This is Charlie and his dad, Malcolm. Solano said, Are they from the human world that Rainbow Dash was telling us about? Was telling me? Let me start again. Solano said, are they from the human world that Rainbow Dash was telling me about? Tempest said, not exactly, but I'll explain it to you later. But I'll explain it to you after we get out of here. Solano said, we can't. Our ship's turned to stone. Charlie said, I'll take care of this. Charlie quickly got the crystal Sacanas out of his rucksack, touched the statue airship with it, and the bright light changed it back to normal. Captain Solano looked surprised. Solano said, wow, that's magic! Thanks, Charlie! Charlie said, no problem, Captain. Captain Solano turned to her crew and her friends. She said, oh my scallywags, get on board and get the ship moved. Solano said, oh my scallywags, get the boat. Sorry, let me start again. Solano said, oh my scallywags, get on board and get the ship moving. It's a ship. Oh my scallywags, get on board and get the ship moving. While everyone boarded the airship, Grubber spotted a few storm creatures at the harbour. Grubber said, Tempest, the storm creatures are coming! One of the storm creatures aimed his lightning staff at Princess Skystar and shot a blue lightning out of it. Princess Skystar was scared and Charlie ran to her. Charlie said, Skystar, look out! Charlie pushed Skystar away when the blue lightning hit the barrel full of mangoes. Lake Spittle looked shocked. She said, my mangoes! What would I make fruit marshmallow now? Malcolm said, bananas and grapes? Lynn Spickle smiled and said, that's a good idea. Captain Solano gave orders to her crew. She said, Scrabble, raise the sails. Mallard, take the wheel. And Boyle, start the engines. Scrabble raised the sails. Mallard took control of the wheel, and Boyle went to the engine room and turned the engines on. Solano said, hang on, scallywags. It's time to be awesome. Everyone held on to the ropes, and the airship went full speed and escaped from the Storm Queen's realm. In the throne room, the storm creatures gave bad news to the Storm Queen. The third storm creature said, the prisoners and 2 humans have escaped, Your Majesty. The Storm Queen looked furious and said, well, you better sure they don't get to Maritime Bay before dark light does. Release the storm tornado! Back at the airship, Boyle addressed to Captain Solano. He said, Captain, we're far away from the Storm King's realm, and I set the engines back into normal speed. Solano said, good work, Boyle. Tell Matt to plot a course to Mount Eris. Boyle said, aye, Captain. After Boyle went to give the message to First Mate Mallard, Captain Solano turned to Tempest Shadow. She said, Tempest, we rescued Princess Skystar and everyone's okay. But where's Celestia and Luna? What happened? Tempest says, they gave their lives to save these humans. Captain Solano and Tempest Shadow saw Charlie, Malcolm, and Princess Skystar talking to each other. Solano said, I see. I guess they are important. Let's go talk to them. Captain Solano and Tempest Shadow was walking together. Princess Skystar happily hugged Charlie. She said, oh, Charlie, you saved my life! I will never forget it! Charlie smiled and said, I don't want him to hurt you, Skystar. Malcolm said, looks like she's yours forever, Charlie boy. Charlie sighed and said, Dad, please. Charlie, his dad, and Princess Skystar saw Captain Solano and Tempest Shadow. End of Chapter 5. Chapter 6. The Storm Tornado. So Captain Solano says, Charlie, Tempest told me you and your dad are from another dimension, and you know all about us. Charlie said, yes, that's right. And we know you're all from the and we know you're all from My Little Pony the movie. Tempest Shadow and Captain Solano looked confused. Tempest said, movie? Charlie took his smartphone out of his pocket and showed it to Tempest Shadow and Captain Solano. Solano said, "What's that?" Charlie said, "It's a smartphone. It's like a book, but with technology." Princess Skyster looked confused and said, "Techno what?" Charlie said, "I know it sounds weird to you, but I've already had My Little Pony the movie website on it. Look, see for yourselves." Charlie gave his smartphone to Captain Solano, then Tempest Shadow was reading the movie plot on the screen. Tempest said, "The main six went on a journey to save Equestria from the Storm King and meet some new friends. The new characters are Tempest Shadow, Grubber, Kappa, Captain Solano, Princess Skyster, Queen Noble, and Tempest Shadow and Captain Solano. Tempest Shadow and Captain Solano looked surprised when they saw pictures from the movie. Solano said, "Hey, that's me in Rainbow Dash!" And Tempest said, "And that's me with Princess Twilight. But how?" Charlie said, "In my dimension, you, Captain Solano, and everyone in Equestria are not real. You're just fiction, made up." Solano said, "That doesn't explain how you know about us." Charlie said, "I'm getting there. Captain Solano, you and your crew were forced to work as delivery birds by the Storm King, until Rainbow Dash showed you that you meant to be a pirate. Tempest, you worked with the Storm King. Tempest, you worked with the Storm King because he promised you to fix your horn and restore your magic until he told you that he used you. Then Kappa tried to sell the main six to Virgo until he had a change of heart. And Skystar became happy when Pinkie Pie showed her that one small thing can make a difference." Princess Skystar looked happily surprised and said, "So that's how you knew about me!" Captain Solano and Tempest Shadow looked happily surprised as well. Solano said, "That explains everything." Tempest said, "I agree, but..." Tempest said, "It's okay, Tempest. You and everyone in Equestria are real to me. You and everyone in Equestria are real to me, and my dad." Tempest Shadow and Captain Solano smiled. Tempest Shadow and Captain Solano smiled. Tempest said, "Thank you, Charlie. That makes me feel better." Solano said, "Me too." Malcolm said, "So where are we going?" Well, Solano said, "We're heading back to Mount Eris to return Princess Skystar back to her mother, Queen Novo." Princess Skystar looked scared and yelled, "No!" Charlie and Malcolm looked at Princess Skystar. Charlie said, "What? What's wrong?" Skystar said, "It's just, we've been turned to stone for 1,000 years, and the Storm Queen has taken over Equestria, including my home." Charlie understood Princess Skystar. He said, "She's right. It's too dangerous to go to Mount Eris." Captain Solano looked confused and said, "Wait a minute. Did you say the Storm Queen?" Tempest said, "Yeah." "Yes, he did, Solano." Sorry. Let me start again. Tempest said, "Yes, she did, Solano. While you and the others were searching for your ship, Celestia and Luna told me that the Storm King has a body and a voice of a female, but his spirit remains the same." Kappa and Grubber looked surprised when they heard Tempest Shadow's conversation. Kappa said, "Wait, who is now a female?" Tempest said, "The Storm King. His transformation started after he was defeated, and he turned us into stone. While we went to rescue Princess Skystar, he took over Equestria." Kappa said, "So, isn't that his wife?" Grubber was scared and said, That tall, attractive storm creature we saw is the Storm King, who is now that tall, attractive creature storm..." Sorry, let's start again. Grubber said, "That tall, attractive storm creature we saw is the Storm Queen, who is now the Storm Queen?" Tempest said, "Yes." And Grubber said, "Oh no, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. If she finds me, she'll torture me with cakes and pies. I mean, I do like eating them. But one of the storm creatures made were full of worms and mud. It's like she was punishing me, and..." Grubber was hyperventilating. Tempest said, "Oh no, he's hyperventilating. He's hyperventilating." Charlie said, "I'll handle this." Charlie hugged Grubber and stroked his head. Grubber looked calm and purred like a little kitten. Purr, purr. Grubber purred. Purr, purr. Charlie said, "You okay now?" Grubber said, "Yeah, but when did you learn to calm me down?" And Charlie said, "I had a cat once, but that was a long time ago." Kappa said, "Okay, Grubber's all right. Grubber's now calm, but the Storm Queen thing sounds weird." Sloan said, "So if we can't go to Mount Everest, where can we go?" Charlie said, "Maritime Bay. That place is safe, but not for long because the Storm Queen knows that all the ponies are united and the magic of friendship is back because of Sunny Starscale, who's an Earth pony and now an Alicorn." Temper said, "He's right, Solano. Celestia and Luna told her. He's right, Solano. Celestia and Luna told me about her. We have to go there before the Storm Queen does." Solano said, "All right, I'll go tell Mad to change course." A wind was blowing everyone on the airship. Scossa said, "It's getting very windy out there." Malcolm said, "Yeah, but it feels strong." Terry said, "I felt that wind before. Grubber, check it out." Grubber looked at the right side of the hull and saw a huge tornado heading towards the airship. Grubber looked surprisingly scared. Grubber yelled, "Storm tornado!" Everyone on the airship looked surprised. Temper said, "Storm tornado? It's the Storm Queen, all right." Captain Mallet said, "Get us out of here, Mallet!" Mallet said, "Aye, Captain!" Solano said, "Squabble, Boyer, secure all sails!" Boyer said, "You got it, Captain! Come on, Squabble!" Squabble said, "Squawk!" Solano said, "Next, get Charlie his dad and the princess inside now!" Next said, "Okay, Captain, inside everyone!" After Squabble and Boyer secured the sails, the airship was caught in the middle of a storm tornado. Grubber panicked and said, "We're too late! She's got us!" Temper said, "No, it's not! We got past it before!" When Malcolm, Princess Skystar went inside of the airship, Charlie was about to join him until the strong wind pulled him away. Princess Skystar grabbed Charlie's hand and Malcolm grabbed Skystar by her hooves. Skystar said, "Charlie, hang on! Charlie, hold on!" Charlie said, "Hurry, pull me in!" Malcolm, Princess Skystar tried to pull Charlie inside, but the wind from the storm tornado was too powerful. Malcolm said, the wind is too strong." Skystar said, "Please, Charlie, don't let go!" Charlie looked at Princess Skystar's eyes, sadly, realizing it might be too late for him. He said, "I'm sorry, Skystar." Charlie let go of Princess Skystar's claw, and he disappeared in the storm tornado. Princess Skystar and Malcolm were scared. Skystar yelled, "No, Charlie! No!" Malcolm shouted, "Charlie boy!" A big bright light appeared at the airship. Then it got brighter and brighter until it exploded like a star, which made the storm tornado vanish, and everyone on the airship was saved. Grubber looked relieved and said, "Hey, it's gone! We're safe!" Tim Michelle looked sad and said, "Not everyone, Grubber. Look." Grubber and Tim Michelle looked at Princess Skystar crying softly on Malcolm's shoulder while he was comforting her. She said while crying softly, "Why did Charlie have to let go? We were going to do everything together." Malcolm said sadly, "I know I hurt Skystar, but I can't believe I lost him. I haven't told him everything. Without my son, Equestria is doomed." Malcolm heard the alarm from his smartphone. He took it out of his pocket and saw a map of Equestria app on the screen. Malcolm said, "What the?" Malcolm pressed the new app on his phone. Then a map of Equestria appeared with Charlie's face on it. Malcolm said, "Everybody, look!" Grubber, Temper, Kappa, and Captain Solano gathered around Malcolm and Princess Skystar. Temper said, "What is it?" Malcolm said, "I mysteriously got a new app on my smartphone, and it has a map of Equestria. Look who's on it. Grubber, Temper Shadow, Kappa, Captain Solana, and Princess Skystar saw Charlie's face on the map from Malcolm's smartphone. Everyone looked surprised. Solana said, "It's Charlie!" Solana said, "It's Charlie!" Grubber said, "How did he get in that weird small book?" Temper said, "It's not a small book, Grub. It's not a weird book, Grubber, and he's not in it. But it says that Charlie is all white and he's somewhere in Maritime Bay." Cabot looked confused. Maritime Bay? Princess Skystar gasped and said, "Of course! That light!" Solana said, "What light?" And Skystar said, "That light that stopped the storm tornado! That light that stopped the storm tornado! They must have saved Charlie and took him there!" Malcolm said, "How'd you know that? How'd you know about this light?" Skystar said, Because I've seen it before I was kidnapped by the Storm Queen." Solana said, If Malcolm's smartphone said that Charlie's okay in Maritime Bay," and Temper said, that means Skystar might be right about this light." Captain Solana gave First Mate Mallet an order. She said, "Mallet, change course immediately to Maritime Bay." First Mate Mallet looked confused and said, "Captain?" Solana said, "Do I have to repeat it, Mallet?" Mallet said, "No, Captain, change your course to Maritime Bay." Solana gave orders to her friends and the crew. Kappa, you and Boyd check on our weapons and booty." Kappa said, "Straight away, Captain." Solana said, "Let's shark gets their worms. They need a good rest." Link Splitter said, Aye, Captain." Princess Skystar looked confused and said, "Why? What? Why do we need to rest?" Solana said, Princess, we can't get the ship to full speed again because we'll waste a lot of fuel. So we have to go quarter speed. So we won't get to Maritime Bay until morning." Malcolm said, "That's okay, Captain. My son knows how to wait if he's okay." Solana said, "Don't wait, Mr. Equestrian. We'll find him and we'll find him. Now get some rest, both of you." When Princess Skystar went inside of the airship, Malcolm was looking up the clouds, worried about Charlie. Malcolm said, "Charlie boy, please be okay." Malcolm went inside of the airship. Location, Maritime Bay. Area, the beach. Hitch Trailblazer was looking at the moon and stars in the night sky. Hitch said, "Wow, that moon looks great, and the stars too. Well, everybody in Maritime Bay are okay since Sonny brought the magic of friendship back. We had a lot of adventures." His trailblazers looked surprised and saw a bright light appeared in front of him. Hitch said, "What is that?" The bright light made Charlie magically appear on the beach and it vanished. Hitch said, "Wait, come back!" After the bright light disappeared, Hitch trailblazers walked slowly to Charlie, who's lying on the beach unconscious. Hitch said, "What kind of creature is that? Let's hope it's not dead." His trailblazer tried to wake Charlie up gently. His trailblazer tried to wake Charlie up by gently pushed him with his hoof. Hitch says, "Hello? Are you okay, sir? Ma'am?" His trailblazer looked surprised and relieved when he saw Charlie struggling slowly and groaning. Hitch said, "Oh, it's a sir, and he's alive." His trailblazer called to Sonny Starscout. He said, Sonny! I found a strange creature at the beach! He's unconscious, but he's breathing! How are we getting to your house?" Location, Crystal White House. Area, Sonny Starscout's bedroom. Charlie was in bed sleeping until he woke up slowly without opening his eyes. Charlie said, "Mom? Is that you, Mom?" Sonny Starscout placed a wet flannel on Charlie's head and calmed him down gently. She said, "Just relax. You'll be okay. You've been asleep since last night." Charlie said, I had a horrible nightmare. I dreamt we had an argument, and you were about to put me in a care home. Then I was caught by a storm tornado. It was terrible. Sonny said, well, you don't have to worry. You're completely safe in my house at Maritime Bay. Charlie smiled and said, Maritime Bay? That sounds familiar. Charlie looked shocked after he opened his eyes. He said, Maritime Bay! Charlie Starscout opened the curtains. Sonny Starscout opened the curtains to let the sun out, and Charlie got up and looked surprised when he saw her as an alicorn. Charlie panicked a little bit and calmed himself down. He said, Sonny? Sonny Starscout? Sonny said, Yes, that's me. How do you know my name? Charlie said, well, it's difficult to explain, but you're so pretty. Sonny Starscout chuckled and said, It's my wings, isn't it? Everybody said they're pretty. Charlie looked around the room and said, Where's my smartphone? Sonny Starscout showed Charlie where his smartphone was. She said, Over there, next to my alarm clock. I never seen a creature like you, Charlie boy. Charlie looked confused after he picked up his smartphone. He said, Why'd you call me Charlie boy? Sonny said, That's your name, isn't it? It's written on your shirt. Charlie said, Well, that's what my dad calls me. My actual name is Charlie Carvette Equestrian. Sonny said, Nice to meet you, Charlie. End of chapter 6. Chapter 7. Sonny and Hitch. Sonny said, What are you doing? Oh, sorry, let me start again. Sonny Starscout saw Charlie using his smartphone. She said, What are you doing? Charlie said, I'm showing you a website that will explain my I know your name. Here. Charlie gave Sonny Starscout his smartphone, and she looked at the website and read the movie plot of My Little Pony: A New Generation. Sonny Starscout says, My Little Pony: A New Generation. Three pony kinds have grown apart and living separate from one another in paranoia and prejudice. Sonny Starscout, an Earth pony who after meeting the Humacorn Izzy Moonbell, embarks on a quest to unite all pony kinds and restore magic to the land. Sonny Starscout looked surprised when she saw some pictures of herself with her friends. She said, Oh my stars! I remember all this! Is this a TV show? Charlie said, Actually, it's a movie. What I'm trying to say is that I'm a human from another dimension. Sonny said, Another dimension? Isn't that the one where Princess Twilight visits? Charlie said, No, I'm from a dimension where you and your friends are cartoon characters. Sonny Starscout looked a little shocked. He said, You mean we're not real? Charlie said, Yes, but you are real to me. Celestia and Luna came to my world. Then they brought me and my dad to. Sonny Starscout looked happy and interrupted Charlie and said, Celestia and Luna? The first ancient princesses? Are they still in Equestria? Charlie said, They were, but... Sonny Starscout looked excited and said, Oh, I can't believe you actually met them! I feel so jealous right now, but happy! Charlie looked worried and said, Sonny, there's something I need to tell you about the princesses. Sonny said, You can tell me later, Charlie. I just need to borrow your phone and show Hitch what you just showed me. You're lucky he found you when he did. Charlie said, Hitch Trailblazer. Sonny said, He's a sheriff of Maritime Bay and my childhood friend. Well, I'll let you settle in, and I'll be downstairs if you need me. Charlie saw Sonny Starscout trot downstairs. Charlie said, Okay, I'll tell you about the princesses when you're ready. I hope you can handle it. Charlie smiled, then he looked worried and said, Shoot! Oh, great. How am I going to tell her now? Charlie gasped and quickly took out Tempest unicorn horn out of his pocket, and he looked relieved. Charlie said, Phew, I still got it. I thought I lost it from the tornado. Charlie spotted his rucksack next to Sunny Starscout's books. Then he got out of bed to check it out. Charlie said, "Well, all my stuff is here. Thank goodness." Charlie walked down the stairs and saw Sunny Starscout and Hitch Trailblazer in the living room. Hitch Trailblazer was looking at Charlie's smartphone and he looked surprised. Hitch said, "I can't believe it. So this human Charlie is from a dimension where we only exist in the movie?" Sonny says, "I know it's crazy, Hitch, but it's true. Celestia and Luna came to his world and brought him here." Sonny Starscout and Hitch told Charlie. Sonny said, "Charlie, there you are!" Sonny Starscout took Charlie to the living room and helped him sit down on the couch. Sonny Starscout said, "Just sit here while I'll go and get you some refreshments." While Sonny Starscout went to the kitchen, Charlie looked at Hitch Trailblazer. Charlie said, "Hi, Hitch. Still the sheriff of Maritime Bay?" Hitch says, "Yeah, Sonny told me you knew all about me." Yeah, sorry, hang on. Hitch said, Sonny told me that you knew about me." Charlie said, "Yes." Hitch said, "How much?" Charlie said, "Let's just say the little critters couldn't stop following you." Hitch Trailblazer chuckled and said, Oh yes, I get that a lot. Still." Charlie said, "So how are things going in Maritime Bay?" Hitch says, "Well, we haven't had any problems since our last adventures." Charlie looked confused. Charlie said, "Last adventures? Yeah, four." Hitch said, "Yeah, 4 long ones and 23 short ones." Charlie realized what Hitch Trailblazer was talking about. Charlie said, "I'm holding a plate of unicorn cupcakes," and asked Charlie if we wanted one. So I said, "Unicorn cupcake?" Charlie looked happy when he saw the cupcakes. He said, "Sure, thank you." Charlie took one of the cupcakes from the plate and took a bite. Charlie smiled with delight. He said, This is lovely." "I know you made them when you were a kid." So I said, "Yeah, my dad taught me to make them." Sunny Starscout placed the plate of unicorn cupcake. Sunny Starscout placed the plate of unicorn cupcakes on the table and sat next to Hitch Trailblazer. Sunny said, "Anyway, tell me about the princesses. Are they there? Did they come back from retirement? Are they going to use magic to keep every pony unite?" Charlie looked worried and said, "Well, Sonny, you see, it's just that, Charlie was talking from his head. He thought, Charlie was talking from his head. "I can't tell what happened to Celestia and Luna if they don't, I can't tell what happened to Celestia and Luna if they don't know about the Storm Queen. I better change the conversation until I figure out what to say." Charlie looked at Sunny Starsky and Hitch Trailblazer and said, "Before I can tell you about Prince Celestia and Luna, I would like to know where the Humacorn crystal is." Sunny Starsky and Hitch Trailblazer looked confused. "The Huma what?" Charlie said, "Well, it's divided with 3 crystals. Earth Pony, Pegasus Pony, and Earth Unicorn Pony." Sunny Star Scout knew what Charlie was talking about. She said, "Oh, those crystals! Yeah, I remember now. We used to have them, but..." Charlie noticed Sunny Star Scout and Hitch Trailblazer looked sad. Charlie said, "No, what?" Hitch Trailblazer said, "Charlie, we hate to say this, but they're gone." Charlie said, "What do you mean gone?" Sunny Star Scout explained to Charlie, "Well, after the crystal transformed into Alicorn and restored magic across the land, they just disappeared." Hitch says, "Well, those crystals important?" Hitch said, "Were those crystals important to you, Charlie?" Charlie said, "Yes, they were discovered by my ancient grandfather Carvette." Hitch Trailblazer looked surprised. He said, "Carvette? Like Carvette Equestrian?" Charlie said, "You know him?" We only read about him when we were kids." Sonny said, "We know he defeated the Storm King before Princess Twilight did. My dad used to tell me stories about it before the Guardians of Harmony." Charlie said, "Really?" Charlie was about to have another unicorn cupcake from the plate until he saw a letter next to it. He picked it up and looked at it. Charlie said, "What's this?" Sonny said, "It's my letter from my dad. Actually, it's my last letter from my dad." After Argyle's Starshine was gone, Sprout and I gave the letter to Sunny and strongly advised her to read it so she can stop this unite every pony nonsense. But that was a week before Izzy Moonbow came to Maritime Bay. So I said, so you haven't read it, haven't you, Sunny? So I said, no. It says I can't. It says I can't read it until I unite every pony and restore magic of friendship. All the adventures we had, I must. Sorry about that. The one noise you hear is the ice cream van, so try not to pay attention to it. If you're kids, you might need to um, wait till I'm finished. So be patient, please. Let me start again. Sonny says, "No, it says I can't read it until I unite every pony and restore magic of friendship. But all of the adventures we had, I must have forgotten all about it until today. Sorry, I must have forgotten about it today." Let me start again. Sonny said, "No, it says I can't read it until I unite every pony and restore the magic of friendship. But all the adventures we had, I must have forgotten about it until today." Charlie said, "Well, you already done that, Sonny, so I think it's time for you to read this letter right now. Who knows? You might find something that your dad already knew about." Sonny Star Scout agreed with Charlie. She said, "You're right, Charlie. It's time for me to read it." Charlie gave the letter to Sonny Star Scout. Then she opened it and started to read. "Sonny, if you read this letter, that means you united the Earth Ponies, Pegasi, and Unicorns, and restore the magic of friendship. Now you're brave enough to hear the truth. Sonny, I am your father, but I wasn't born as an Earth Pony. I'm a Humacorn. When the Storm King came back as a Storm Queen, she destroyed the magic of friendship and forced three pony kinds to separate. I disguised myself as an Earth Pony and go by the name Argyle Sunshine. I spent 1,000 years living under the Storm Queen's orders until I met your mother, Sunlight Clover, in Maritime Bay. I shared all my secrets with her until you came to our lives, and we love you. You may believe that I'm gone, but I'm not. I went to my world to watch over my future relatives in the island that I created. My future grandson is destined to restore Ancient Equestria. Ancient Equestria. He's human like I was, and his name is Charlie. His father, which is my future brother, is Malcolm. I know you find it hard to believe, but don't worry. Find my Elements of Harmony book and press the magic button. It will show you my secret room in the lighthouse, and you will find more answers about me, our future relatives, and the Storm Queen. Oh, sorry. Find the Elements of Harmony book. Find the Elements of Harmony book. Press the magic button. It will show you my secret room in the lighthouse, and you will find more answers about me, our future relatives, and the Storm Queen. Sincerely, your father, Carvette. Sincerely, your father, Carvette Equestrian. After Sunny Starscale read the letter, she looked surprised when she looked at Charlie. She said, "Charlie, your last name is Equestrian." Charlie said, "Yes, and your dad must be alive." Sunny said, "So if my dad is your ancient grandfather..." Charlie said, "And my ancient grandfather is your dad." Sunny said, "Then that means..." His trailblazer interrupted Charlie and Sunny Starscale. He said, "All right, before we can jump to conclusions, let's find that book with the magic button and look for some answers in the secret room, if we can find it." Charlie and Sunny Starscale agreed with his trailblazer. Charlie said, "Yeah, we better do that." Sunny said, "Let's look at the bookshelf. We might be able to find it. Come on." Charlie, Sunny Starscale, and his trailblazer went to the bookshelf. Sunny said, "My dad collects a lot of books." Charlie said, Okay, let's find that book." Everyone, it's okay. It's just the ice cream man. Just wait till it stops. Just hang on. okay, it's okay. It's just the ice cream man. Just be patient. I still got time. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Everyone took the books out from the shelf, one at a time. His trailblazer read the titles from the books he took out from the lower shelf. He said, Changelings, Hippogriffs, and Sea Ponies. Kirin and Nywek. Charlie said, keep an eye on these books. We might need them later. Sunny Starscream took out the Elements of Harmony book from the top shelf. She said, Charlie, Hitch, I found it! Hitch said, you did? Charlie said, well done, Sonny. Sunny Starscream tried to open the book with her magic, but it didn't work. Sunny said, it won't open. Charlie said, what? Let me see. Sunny Starscream gave the book to Charlie. When Charlie looked at the book, he recognized the elements on the front cover. He said, loyalty, generosity, honesty, laughter, kindness, magic. Charlie looked surprised after he pressed the element of magic button. Everyone turned around and saw the staircase magically revealed in front of the living room. Sunny Starscream and his trailblazer looked surprised when they saw the staircase that leads to the basement. Hitch said, a secret staircase to the basement? I never knew you had one, Sunny. Sunny said, neither did I. Charlie said, that basement must have lead to the secret room. Let's check it out. Charlie walked downstairs to the basement, while Sunny Starscout and his trailblazer followed him. Area, Carvette's secret study area. Charlie, Sunny Starscout, and his trailblazer made it to the basement while it was a little bit dark. Hitch says, it's dark in here. Charlie said, Sunny, I need my phone back, please. I'll use it as a flashlight. I'm going to use the flashlight app. Sunny said, I was going to use the magic, but okay. Sunny Starscout gave the smartphone back to Charlie. Charlie used the flashlight app from his smartphone. Then he looked around until he spotted a light switch on the wall. Charlie said, hey, I found a light switch! Charlie walked up to the light switch and turned it on. When the entire room lit up, everyone looked surprised when they saw Carvette's desk filled with papers and pictures. Sonny said, it's my dad's secret study area. I never knew about it until now. His trailblazer looked confused. He said, if this one hasn't been used for years, how come it's still clean? Charlie spotted a magic potion on Carvette's desk, picked it up, and read the label. He said, magic cleaner. Charlie said, a magic cleaner. A magic potion that will keep everything clean and it will last for 100 years. Charlie showed the magic potion to Sunny Starscream and his trailblazer. He said, look, my grandfather made this potion to keep this room clean, and it lasts for 100 years. Sunny Starscream looked surprised. She said, wow, I didn't know my dad can make magic potions. Sunny Starscream shook her head. She said, anyway, let's focus while we're here. Hitch, we need to find more facts about my dad, and I want to find out if me and Charlie are related. Hitch said, all right, Sonny, let's do that first. Everyone went to Carvette's desk to look for some more information about him. Charlie found his grandfather's journal. He said, Sonny, Hitch, look at this. Sunny Starscout and his trailblazer saw Carvette's journal that Charlie was holding. Sonny said, my dad's journal. This is exactly what we're looking for. Charlie said, he must have written a few hundred pages. Hitch said, let's find his last entry. Maybe we can understand why Charlie is destined to restore Ancient Equestria. Charlie opened the journal, then found and read Carvette's last entry. He read, I set off to Ancient Equestria to find 6 spirits of harmony. They were originally the elements of harmony. After King Zombra destroyed them, the spirits were freed and they got separated in different places. Those spirits had the power to restore Ancient Equestria, and every pony who lived there Those spirits have powers to restore Ancient Equestria and every pony who lived there back the way it was 1,000 years ago. I tried to find one in Canterlot, but the storm creatures were too powerful. I didn't want my daughter to see me hurt, so I used my magic to take me back to my study area and use it again to take me back to my world and watch over my future grandson. If you're reading this, Sonny, I believe you will restore the magic of friendship and unite every pony. Everyone looked surprised. He said, Sonny, your dad went to find 6 spirits of harmony. Sonny said, and when he couldn't, he went back to his world to watch over Charlie. Charlie said, I never knew he was watching me. Charlie spotted a date on the journal. Sonny said, Sonny, look at the date. September 17. He went this a week before he met Sonny Moon. He went. Charlie said, Sonny, look at the date. September 17. He went this a week before you met Izzy Moonbow. Sonny said, what? That was the day Hitch and Spark gave me that letter. Carvette said, and it was also a week before the movie was released on Netflix. Hitch Trailblazer looked confused and said, Net what? Charlie said, I'll show you on my phone later. Charlie turned the page from the journal. Then he found an old family photo of Sunlight Clover, an earth pony with Carvette in his Humacorn form, holding a little filly. Everyone looked surprised when they saw that photo. End of chapter 7. One more left for part 2. Chapter 8. The Storm Queen's Law. Sonny said, it's my mom, Sunlight Clover, and next to it is, Charlie said, my grandfather. His trailblazer. Hitch said, he has pony ears, unicorn horn, and Pegasus wings. So that's what a Humacorn looks like. Charlie, his face looks like yours. Charlie said, you white Hitch? Good looking guy. Hitch says, and who's that little filly he's holding? Charlie said, I don't know, but she has green eyes, light purple mane, and a light orange coat. Sunny Starsky looked surprised because she recognized the little filly from the photo. She said, oh my stars, it's me! That is true. My dad is a Humacorn, and my mom knew. Charlie and Sunny Starsky looked at each other. Sunny said, Charlie, if my dad is your grandfather, and Charlie said, and if your dad is my dad's brother, Sunny said, that makes him my uncle, and that makes us. Charlie and Sunny said in unison, cousins! Charlie and Sunny Starsky looked happy and hugged each other with excitement. Sunny said, we're cousins! And Charlie said, I can't believe it, we are related! Sunny said, this is amazing! His trailblazer smiled when he saw Charlie and Sunny being very happy. Hitch says, looks like you have another member of your family, Sunny. Sunny says, I do. I can't wait to tell Izzy about this. Izzy Moonbow said, about what, Sunny? Everyone looked shocked when they saw Izzy Moonbow in the same room with them. Sunny said, Izzy, what are you doing here? Izzy said, I came to see you, remember? I saw the living room looks different. Then I went downstairs and to find you, and here I am. Izzy Moonbow looked around the room. She said, Is this your secret hideout? I said, no, it's my dad's secret study room. Izzy Moonbow looked at Charlie. She said, oh, here's your new friend. Sunny Starsky introduced Izzy Moonbow to Charlie. She said, Izzy, this is Charlie Carvette Equestrian. He's human and he's from another dimension where our world is just a movie and a cartoon show. Sunny Starsky whispered to Izzy Moonbow, and he knows everything about us. Izzy said, really? Izzy Moonbow walked up to Charlie and said, "Oh, hang on, sorry." Izzy Moonbow walked up to Charlie and said, "Hi, Charlie. I don't have to tell you my name because Sonny told me you knew me. So can you tell me a few things, what I love and what I am?" Charlie said, "Well, what? But prepared to be amazed." Izzy Moonbow looked happy and said, I'm preparing. Sorry. Izzy Moonbow looked happy and said, I'm preparing. Okay, Charlie said, okay. You love doing arts and crafts and glitter, lots of glitter. You're very energetic, creative, optimistic, talented, and you're also medium sneaky. Izzy Moonbow looked amazed and said, He's right. That's all my favorite things. He does know about me. So I said, and you never guess what, Izzy? Charlie is my dad's grandson. And my dad is a Humacorn. Izzy said, What? I thought he was an earth pony. So I said, he disguised himself as an earth pony and his real name is Carvette Equestrian. Izzy said, Carvette Equestrian? The Humacorn who defeated the Storm King 2,000 years ago? Sonny Starscale and his trailblazers looked shocked. Sonny said, You knew about him? Izzy said, Yes, I read one of his books before I went to Bedtime Bay and met you and Hitch. Hitch says, Why didn't you tell us? Izzy said, You never asked. Yeah, that's better. Hitch trailblazer rolled his eyes. Hitch said, Why didn't I? Hitch says, Why didn't I? Yeah, Hitch trailblazer rolled his eyes and said, Why didn't I? So he said, But there's more. Charlie's dad is my uncle, and that makes us cousins. Izzy said, You and Charlie are cousins? What does that make me? Hitch says, All right, let's not exaggerate things, Izzy. The important thing is that we found out that Charlie and Sonny are related, and Sonny's dad is still alive. Now let's find out more about the Storm Queen. Izzy said, Isn't she the Storm King's wife? Sonny said, Not exactly. In my dad's letter, he wrote that the Storm Queen transformed into a Storm Queen, but his spirit remains the same. Izzy Moonbow looked confused and said, Really? I don't get it. Sonny said, Neither do I. Hitch Trailblazer found a scroll at the table, picked it up and opened it. He said, Hey guys, look what I found. Everyone gathered round Hitch Trailblazer. Charlie said, What is it, Hitch? Hitch said, It's the Storm Queen's ultimate law. Sonny said, What does it say? Hitch Trailblazer read the scroll. It says, By the power of the Storm Queen, I have destroyed the magic of friendship and hereby forcing 3 pony kinds to live in separate places forever. But if any pony tries to unite with each other and bring the magic of friendship back, the penalty for every pony is death. And my sisters, the Cloverleaf family, are here to keep the Pegasi unicorns away from the Earth ponies. If they want to live their lives without magic, don't break my law! Izzy Moonbow looked a little scared, except Charlie and Sonny Starscale. Izzy said, I don't know what I'm feeling right now, but the death part sounds scary. It says, It's supposed to be scary, and this is serious. The Storm Queen wrote that law 1,000 years ago, and the Cloverleaf family are working with... Let me start again. It says, It's supposed to be scary, and this is serious. The Storm Queen wrote that law 1,000 years ago, and the Cloverleaf family are working for her. I bet the Cloverleaf I know is my friend, Sprout, and his mom, Phyllis. Carvette says, Phyllis? Charlie looks surprised. Wait, that's it! Celestia told me in her last words to find Sonny and the Earth Pony named Phyllis. She wanted me to warn her about the Storm Queen's arrival. Sonny Starscale looked confused. She said, Charlie, what do you mean her last words? Charlie looked worried. Charlie looked worried and took a deep breath and exhaled. He said, well, now you know about the Storm Queen, I can tell you what happened to Celestia and Luna. When they took me and my dad to the Storm Queen's realm in Equestria, then she caught us. After we freed Princess Skystar. And she was furious when she found out that Sunny united every pony and restored the magic. Celestia and Luna gave their lives to save us so we can escape. While we were in the airship, a storm tornado sucked me in until a bright light saved me before I was unconscious. And then, Hitch says, the bright light brought you to the beach where I found you. Charlie said, exactly. Charlie noticed that Sunny Starsky looked sad. He said, Sunny, I'm sorry. I know you were excited to see them, but Sunny said, that's okay. I should let you explain before I got excited. His trailblazer comforted Sunny Starsky. He said, Sunny, if it wasn't for the princess's sacrifice, Charlie wouldn't be here right now. Sunny Starsky smiled at his trailblazer. She said, you're right, Hitch. They did that because they believed in him, and we should do the same. Charlie said, but without the Humacorn crystal, I won't be able to use magic. Sorry, let me start again. Charlie said, but without the Humacorn crystal, I won't be able to use the magic I need to defeat the Storm Queen and save every pony in Ancient Equestria. Izzy Moonbow was thinking and said, Humacorn crystal? Isn't that Earth Pony Pegasi unicorn crystals? Charlie said, yeah, how'd you know? Izzy said, it's one over there. Charlie saw what Izzy Moonbow was pointing at. Everyone looked surprised when they saw the Humacorn crystal standing on the table. Hitch says, but that's impossible. We saw it disappear, and when we brought the magic back. So I said, maybe it didn't disappear. It must have teleported to my dad's secret room. Izzy said, that's what I was going to say. I'm still waiting. Charlie stared happily at the Humacorn crystal. He said, if a human touches that crystal, it will absorb the magic and become a Humacorn. Somebody said, will it work? Charlie said, if it did for my grandfather, it will for me. Hitch said, how would you know? Charlie said, let's find out. Charlie walked up to the Humacorn crystal, and Hitch Trailblazer looked worried. Hitch said, Charlie, are you sure? Maybe you should think about this. Charlie said, Hitch, I thought about it. Hitch, I thought about it. Sorry. Charlie said, Hitch, I have thought about this. If I'm destined to restore Ancient Equestria, I have to do this. Charlie slowly reached out to the Humacorn crystal and picked it up, then transformed into a magical spirit and absorbed into Charlie. Izzy Moonbow looked amazed at Charlie. She said, he looks magnificent! Charlie didn't look pleased as he was still a human. He said, That's because I look exactly the same, silly. Everyone gathered around Charlie. Somebody said, are you okay? Charlie said, yeah, but I felt a little tingle. Is that normal? Charlie said, yeah, but I feel a strange tingle. Isn't that normal? His trailblazer took a look at Charlie. He said, no Pegasus wings, no pony ears, and no unicorn horn. Charlie looked unhappy. He said, I guess it didn't work for me. So I said, maybe it did. The magic is inside you, Charlie. So we have to find a way to awaken it if you want to become a Humacorn. Charlie smiled a little bit. He said, you're probably right, Sonny. Maybe that's how my grandfather did it. Izzy Moonbow spotted a sword hanging on the wall, and she thinks it's a stick. Izzy said, wow, look at that shiny stick, and it looks sharp. Everyone looked at the sword, and Charlie recognized it. Charlie said, that's not a stick. That's my grandfather's sword. The equestrian sword. Charlie slowly reached out and grabbed the equestrian sword with both hands and removed it from the wall. Everyone looked surprised at the sword that Charlie was holding, and his trailblazer spotted 6 familiar holes on it. Hitch said, "Hey, look at these holes! They represent the elements of harmony." Sunny Starscale looked stunned when she saw those 6 holes. Sunny said, you're right, Hitch. These must be where the spirits of harmony need to go. This must be where the spirits of harmony needed to go." Izzy said, "But what is that sword for?" Charlie said, "It's for defeating the storm creatures and the Storm Queen. And it's also for protecting Equestria. My grandfather found it somewhere under the sea. But I don't know where. Now the sword is in my hands. But I don't know where. Now the sword is in my hands. I'll use it to protect every pony in my family." Sunny Starscale placed a hoof on Charlie's hand. Sunny said, "Our family." Charlie smiled and nodded his head. Hitch Trailblazer looked a little nervous. He said, "Are you sure you're going to carry your grandfather's sword like that, Charlie? It doesn't look safe." Charlie looked around the room and saw a scrap board standing next to a chair. He walked up to it, picked it up, and placed his sword in there. Charlie said, "It does now." Charlie placed the sword behind his rucksack. He said, "Well, come on. Let's get to Cantalogic Factory and find Phyllis." Izzy said, "Wait, I need to know something. Why did the Storm Queen destroy the magic and separate every pony before we reversed it?" Charlie said, "Because she hates friendship and she only cares about power and destruction." Sunny Starscale looked shocked. She said, "She hates friendship? That explains it!" Charlie said, "But that's not all. She's not just after Phyllis or any pony. She's after you, Sunny. Because she knows you brought the magic back and united every pony. But we won't let that stop you. We have the magic, and now we must use it to stop the Storm Queen, save the Guardians of Harmony, protect every pony we know, and bring Ancient Equestria back the way it was." Sunny Starscale looked pleased. She said, "And find my dad?" Charlie said, "And find my grandfather." Charlie opened his hands to Sunny Starscale. He said, "We do our part." Sunny Starscale lent her hoofs and shook Charlie's hand. She said, "Hoof to heart." Izzy Moonbow was surprised after hearing Charlie's smartphone vibrating in his pocket. Izzy said, "Charlie, your pants are alive!" Charlie said, "It's just my phone, Izzy." Charlie took his phone out of his pocket and looked at it. He said, "It's a text from my dad." Everyone looked at Charlie's phone while he was reading the text message from it. "Charlie boy, we'll be at Maritime Bay in an hour. Charlie boy, we'll be at Maritime Bay in an hour. Please be safe, Dad." Another text message with 2 hearts emoji signs appeared on Charlie's phone, and Hitch Trailblazer was reading it. "I'm coming for you, my love." Hitch Trailblazer looked confused after he read the message. He said, "Why would your dad write that to you, Charlie?" Charlie said, "I believe Skystar wrote that. She must have learned how to use the phone." Izzy said, I know I heard you say that name before, Charlie, but who's Skystar?" Charlie said, She's a hippogriff and the princess of Mount Eris and Equestria." Izzy Moonbow gasped excitedly. She said, "Mount Eris and Equestria? I always wanted to go there. There's lots of hippogriffs and sea ponies, and they made necklaces out of seashells. And if you saved Skystar, Charlie, that means she'll love you forever." Charlie said, "Are all hippogriffs and sea ponies like this?" Izzy said, "I don't know. I only brought that up because you told me she's a princess." Charlie said, "Let's discuss this later, Izzy. We need to get to Cantalogic Factory and warn Phyllis before the Storm Queen gets here." Charlie said, "She's right. Let's go, every pony." Everyone followed Charlie. Everyone followed Charlie and left Carvette's secret study area. Hitch Trailblazer grabbed the Storm Queen's ultimate law scroll and followed his friends. After they left the lighthouse and went outside, Charlie looked surprised when he and his friends stopped running and saw Maritime Bay in the distance. Charlie said, "Wow, Maritime Bay." Izzy said, "Have you been there before?" Charlie said, "No, but I know that place." So I said, then you better follow me. I know the entire city, and we can't tell everyone about the Storm Queen until we talk to Phyllis." Charlie said, "Do they know about the Storm Queen?" So I said, "I don't know. Maybe they do, but they might be afraid to talk about it." Hitch Trailblazer agreed with Sunny Star Scout. Hitch says, "She's right, Charlie. We can't let everybody panic until we confront Phyllis." Yeah. So Hitch says, "She's right, Charlie. We can't let everybody panic until we confront Phyllis." Izzy said, "So, we're going to be medium sneaky, right?" Hitch says, "Yes." Hitch says, "Yes." So I said, "Oh, right, let's go." Everyone follows Sunny Star Scout to Maritime Bay. End of chapter 8. Well, that's it for part 2, everyone. I hope you enjoy it. And before I go, I'd just like to say those words again. Fantasy is my reality. The third part of the story will be coming out sometime later tonight, or maybe tomorrow morning, or any day. But I'll let you know by surprise you. And remember, fantasy is my reality. Good day. And that's it.